Hey, this is Gary with Broken Toys, and we was talking. We decided to do a video on how to take a old sign that you get from some of the businesses, you know, that people take down or whatever, that's been out for years and it's kind of got rough and stuff, and turn it into your own business sign, a lit sign, double-sided. So I have bought one from the Hampton Inn, an old one, and most of the time you have to rewear this. We ground they're usually painted on the inside of the sign. So we went there and took a DA and cleaned all the old paint off the sign, prepped it on the inside to repaint our logo, what we decided to put on the inside of it. Most of the time they're dinged, so you got yellow and stuff, but once you get done, you can actually sand this off out here and just put a coat of automotive clear on it and brighten it back up. But you can take it as far as you want to go, or just do a cool sign for your shop. Most of the time the lighting in the balancers and stuff are bad. So most of the time you have to go on eBay or Amazon or somewhere to they have LED lights and kits. You can usually buy a pack of 6 for like $40. It's linked. So you can just replace the internal lighting with LEDs, which is a lot more runnable and a lot cheaper to run. But anyway, we've prepped this sign on the inside. You can see we've taped out a border to where that old stripe was down to the white, because I didn't want to get into this red part under here. You see it's white under here, but actually on the front side it's red. So we just kind of bordered it out. And the first thing you want to do when you're doing this is decide your design, of course, and get you some poster board, and I'll show you what we're doing here. And you kind of, we tape this together because it's not big enough, but anyway, you just get you some poster board to cut out the shape of your sign, which you got in here, and that fit in here and hold itself in place. That way, when you do your design on the back side, you can fit it in the sign, and you can actually flip it and take a pencil and draw it in, which we have done a little rough sketch to get a design that we're going to put in here on that inside there. So what you have to do is we try to mark it for the top. That way we know how you took it out of the sign. So you just lay this on the inside of your sign like this, and get it fitting in there. Of course, I did this one up, so do a little moving around here. Fit in. Anyway, it fits on the inside of the sign, and you can take this in and keep it from moving around on you stuff, and then you keep your thing up, and you can see your design through your old glass. And then what you can do is just take a Sharpie of some kind. I wouldn't use a permanent. I just get some like a red or green Sharpie. But once you tape this in there, it'll show up really good that you'll be able to see how to go around it and mark around this to get you a transfer. Because you're doing this in reverse, you're actually painting on the inside of the sign. So once you get this design on it, draw it on, you can lay your sign back down. I'll show you, this is the user company I use. And you get a 16th, it's a lot narrow, it's pretty narrow, so you can bend it for your letters and stuff, and you can straighten it back all the rough spots of where you do your drawing. To do your drawing, the scale to where you can fit make sure it's going to fit on the sign before you put it in. What I use is a projector. I use just an old school slide picture in projector. But you can see on this, I'm going to show you, on this border, we draw around the edges here with a line to make sure we account for this right here, to where when you do your design, it fits inside your sign the way you want it to. Okay, but that's pretty well it. I got the transfer on the back of the sign taped on and everything where you can see it now. Okay, we're going to take a pencil, just a green Sharpie. What I want to do is I want to draw the transfer on the front side. So basically the only thing you got to do is just go in here and try to, you don't have to be perfect, just kind of get you a line going. You don't even have to, like I say, it can be jagged. You got to wipe this off when we get done anyway. You can take a little bit of alcohol or lacquer thinner and hit a wipe right off when you get done doing your transfer after you get done painting. But this gives you a reference to tape to in the back to where you can draw your piece. And like I say, when you go to taping, you can straighten up a lot of these lines and stuff that you're doing. But right now, we just need to get some kind of idea where everything's at. And like I say, if it drops down like you just see me do, push it up to where you can see it better, it'll be fine. You put your hand back on the back of it, just push your paper up tighter and everything. But let me get some of this on. I'll drill through this a little bit. All you do is trace around your pattern, and we got, yeah, I got to do this one. It's kind of
that one.
You'll go back and change some of the stuff when you get back and look at it as you're going, because basically we just want the silhouette of the truck in the background, so you can touch it up and change it a little bit as you go. Once you get your tracing on there, we can go back and take our sign, flip it over, and then pull our pattern off. You know, like I say, you kind of have to do your drawing to match the shape of the sign that you're putting on, kind of make it fit. We're just done taping this to pull it out. You'll be able to see that you have an outline. Walk it this way. These last few pieces. Nobody here video camera today. Robbie, another end. Turn around, show.
That didn't work.
Okay. Anyway, we're always getting ourselves into something. But you can kind of see the outline now. This is the inside of the sign.
Inside.
Can you see that? Can y'all guys see that outline? So that gives you a area to tape. Now I'm gonna do a little taping and show you guys a little time lapse again. Like I say, this is the small fine line tape. Now what you got to do is you got to back mask everything reverse on this. So what we want to do is we want to tape the pieces that we're going to be a different color. Like we want our letters to kind of show up when the lights are on, when the sign's real heavy. So we're going to do these white. We'll probably do if you know the old trucks, most a lot of them have the white grills and bumpers. We'll do the grill white and the bumper white. And I think we'll do the truck red maybe. So, and the checkers down here, I put an arrow. You'll be able to see that after we get done. But so we'll back mask all this off and fix it to where you can pull one layer at a time. That way you spray your primary color first, it'll be blue in the background. So we'll paint the whole sign blue, and this stuff will be masked up. And then you go in after you put the blue on and pull whichever layer. I like to do the red next, which is the truck will be, which will be this outline here, okay? And these lines here will be red. So we'll do those next, and then we'll go and pull these out and do some black in here, and then we'll come and shade around everything with some black. I like shadows, so I like to take my airbrush and go around everything. And kind of I like to this tape sometimes on this in this cold weather. It's a little cold in here right now. Is a little bit more aggravating to stick down. But you see how I've got little crooks in the lines and stuff. See how straight that is now. You just kind of go with the flow and put your tape kind of where you want it, so you don't have to go perfectly on the lines. It just gives you a reference point of what you're doing before you tape everything down. And what you'll do is I like to widen it up a little bit to make our piece a little bit more thicker. So we'll just come like that. And so that gives you, and you'll come back in here with a razor blade and trim the ends off and stuff. When we get done, I'll turn the end down there and stuff like that. But basically, it's just ever how you want to do your design. So what I like to do is like on this, we'll take this up here a little bit. On like this front end, you'll want to go out here and kind of just do this. And this tape turns pretty easy, and they make this in a little bit even easier than this turn. Sometimes you get at these points, and they may give you a fit. So if they start lifting up, once you put your masking tape on, most of the time they straighten out. And you just want to follow kind of close to get your lines, and then we get into this, and so we have to move it over a little bit. Let me grab a razor blade. I just use, a lot of people use an X-Acto knife or whatever to trim their stuff with, but I've been doing custom paint for about 30 years. So I've got to kind of grew up with the razor blades and stuff, so it's just what I like to use. But you can use whatever to cut the tape with, but you just kind of want to follow the lines. And if you take your finger when you're making curves on this stuff and kind of just let the piece of tape flow with your hand, it makes the curve inside this starting to lift up a little bit. You can just kind of push it, keep it pushed down till you get done. Now, like on the bumper here, we'll want to cut this in the corner here, like where the bumper comes around. We'll go ahead and tape a little bit. But you want to mask all this off separate. That way you end up with a completely separate piece. And you can start wherever you want to with this tape. You don't have to, no reason to rhyme to where what you're doing with this stuff. But as you're coming around your corners, if you just lay your finger on top of your tape and just kind of push your tape and push forward as you go, it makes it really easy to do a curve, see? Just bring your tape around. So then you can come up to your next point, and just kind of push it around the curve. That's the easiest way. I actually can draw better with tape than I can with a pencil. So it's once you kind of get used to it, it kind of comes second nature. But yeah, that's it. You can let tape hang inside there because we're going to pull this off when we start. can see that we got the whole thing masked up, back masked. I can give them a shot of that. It's we took out all the orange and did the outline, and then we come in here and put this masking tape over top of that. But when you get down to this point here, I like some little depth in anything I paint, so what we're gonna do is I'm gonna take an airbrush and I'm just gonna blow a little black around the edges of all this stuff, and to give you a little shade to make some depth to your sign, make it look a little cooler and everything too. But it's not a big deal. If you guys don't airbrushing, you can go to somewhere like Hobby Lobby and they sell these brushes. Or get online, it's probably cheaper, but it's just an Awada. It's a little Neo brush. It ain't a bad little airbrush. It's plenty good enough to do this, but you just want to mix up a little black base coat and kind of thin it up pretty thin. And all you want to do is just come around the edge of your outside of your tape and go right around the edge of it, all the way around. Now I want this pretty black, so I'm gonna have to go around a pretty dark shade around it. We'll have to make a few loops around because I got my paint pretty thin where I won't overdo it, but it'll still make a good dark shadow. It's all preference, but this will give you a little more of a 3D look on your letters when you come off. Basically, I'm painting the background of this sign blue, so you'll be able to see this black around just the edge of the letter, and it'll just look like a dark shade around the letter. But I like to, like I say, I like a little bit of shading around my letters and stuff when I'm doing any kind of, especially on any kind of custom paint job. It makes all the difference in the world. Most paint jobs, if you do some shading around them. And like I say, you can hold right off the edge. That way you don't blow too much paint. And maybe a little jerky or shaky when you first start out before you get to the end of this. It'll kind of get ideal of holding the brush and how to control it. Never airbrush before. These brushes are called dual action brushes. This little knob on top, when you mash it, that puts air out the end. And according to how much you pull it back, that's how much paint will come out. See, when you ease it back, the more you pull it back, the more paint comes out. So just basically just get a feel, just push down and get your air, and then start easing back till you get the paint coming out. But they're pretty simple to use. I like Awada stuff pretty good. I use Awada spray guns and Awada airbrushes too, so.
Yeah, we got everything shaded with that airbrush. If you look, we just went around the edges of everything. I pulled the grill centers out and did those. Shaded the windows a little darker because it just goes with the black effect. It left it a little smoky, that way the blue will show through. But basically now we're going to paint the whole background on the side with the blue. If you've ever painted on RC or a lot of kinds of bodies that go clear, and you have to paint the back, it's kind of the same thing as the side. Just figure out where your colors go when we start in on first. We always start with the biggest color, the biggest area first, and then we can start painting. But anyway, we're going to put some blue on this. It's a little rainy here right now because we got the fan on and stuff, right? And my paint loose. So we'll start spraying this and put probably a couple coats because the blue will cover it. You want to get a good even coverage on this because the lights actually, you just want the light to come through when it's outside of an eye through your letters and in your truck. It'll all show. But that's the primary thing you want to be able to see at the body shop or whatever kind of shop you have the most, okay? All right, here we go.
Guys, we're back. We've got the blue on, as y'all can see. See, it's all covered up and everything. Now, what you want to do now is figure out your next color that you're going to paint, because we do this in layers. So, our next color we're going to do is the red on the truck. So, I'm going to start taping it. And what you'll do is just get you a blade, be real careful. Lift your masking tape up and just ease it off. So I've got to do a little airbrushing around the edges of this, around the grill and the bumper here. And then we'll be ready to do a red. But that's what it looks like when you get the red color, our first color we're going to do, untaped. So we'll get back with y'all guys in a minute. everything white. We untaped everything. It put her final coat is just solid white base coat, and then now we haven't clear coated the front yet, so it's kind of dirty. But that gives you an idea of what we got going on here. So what we'll do with this, we'll water sand this because it's kind of got some time. If you had a car with the headlights that went yellow in or something other, and you can take your headlights up, they'll send you these buffing kits for your headlights. But the easiest way to fix that is to water sand your headlights down with 600 down to 1,000 grit, and just put clear coat back over them because that's what they're covered with in the factory. So the clear coat just turned dingy, but that's what we'll do with this. We'll sand it. As you said, there's tape stuff here and there, and that's to hold the sign centered in the frame while we're putting the logo on. But anyway, that is a homegrown sign, and we appreciate y'all guys watching the channel. But I'll talk to you a little more here about this cross. I'm a Christian. And I try to give God glory for anything in my life or anything I do. So we just always want to plug Him and give Him the glory for being able to do what we do or anything. But the cross, it's all roads lead to the cross. That's what it is, guys. It's just part. If you've seen one of my custom paint jobs online or went at a car show or something or other, if you're around Tennessee or around, you'll always see a cross and Bible verse somewhere on the vehicle or bike. It's all glory to Him for everything in our life. But anyway, check us out on our YouTube channel. It's The Bandy Bunch is the name of our YouTube channel. Subscribe and like button, and I'll post some more content on different things. We'll have some custom motorcycle painting, custom car painting, how to put in panels, how to repair things, and how to make stuff without spending a bunch of money. You know, all these vending signs and stuff nowadays have got so crazy for the gas and oil stuff that the normal Joe a lot of times can't afford to buy some of this stuff. But you can pick up a sign that the content may not be as good and turn it into your own. Bought a sign frame at a flea market for $100. So they give you an idea of what you're spending on some of this stuff. Now, it takes a little work and a little time to do this, and a little effort, but it's doable. But anyway, if you have any kind of, you know, automotive or paint or any kind of skills, you can actually learn how to do this stuff. It's pretty easy, but we'll try to do some homemade wood signs and stuff, and metal, even some metal, gas and oil reproductions, and I'll try to airbrush some of that stuff and show you guys little tricks with airbrush to get you going along if you want to look old or patina'd or anything like that. But my paint page from my body shop is called Broken Toys Custom Paint. It's on Facebook, and like I say, our YouTube channel is The Bandy Bunch. If you guys want to check us out, we appreciate it. Give us a like and thumbs up, and subscribe to the channel. Thank y'all guys so much. We'll shoot a picture of this after we clear it, show you the big difference. Okay?